Creative Brain Candy by creators for creators.
We are assembled here today to pay final respects to our honored dead. And yet it should be noted that in the midst of our sorrow, this death takes place in the shadow of new life, the sunrise of a new world, a world that our beloved comrade gave his life to protect and nourish. He did not feel this sacrifice a vain or empty one, and we will not debate his profound wisdom at these proceedings. Of my friend, I can only say this. Of all the souls I have encountered in my travels, his was the most human. Others. Hup.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Smoking and Drinking in Space. This is a sci-fi podcast from a couple guys who think they know sci-fi. It's the summer of Star Trek, and this week we continue to get sauced as we review the best Star Trek film of all time. And if you don't agree, you're wrong. It's 1982's Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. But first, he's the curly blonde-headed scientist to my curly brown-headed man whore. It's James. How are you doing, James?
Sauce for the goose, Mr. Savick.
God damn it, you took my opening.
That's all I've been wanting to say that since we came up with sauce. And when I say we, I mean Jason. It's so great because this is indeed the best Star Trek movie. And he says sauce for the goose, Mr. Savick.
Yes. But he's the young lieutenant who just can't get over failing a no-win scenario. It's Rob. How are you doing, Rob?
Savick, Mr. Goose for sauce.
The fuck? Did you just have a stroke?
No, I said what he said backwards. I don't know. Maybe I had a stroke. I was camping this whole week. I'm tired.
I know. It's been nice. We haven't heard from you on Discord.
I know.
We haven't had to deal with your silliness, your BS. I took over your cooking show and renamed it Cooking for a Doorknob instead of Cooking as a Doorknob.
No, it's with Cooking with Rob.
I said Cooking as a Doorknob.
No, that's
what you do. You're a doorknob and you cook, so you cook as a doorknob.
No,
I cook for you because you're the doorknob.
Yeah, you cook for me because you're one of my correspondents.
That's not an accurate statement.
We already talked about this.
All right, speaking of cooking with a doorknob or cooking for a doorknob or cooking, the cooking show that Rob built. What's happening around CBC, James?
Wow, you give me a whole lot more credit than I even wanted.
Right? Well, I'm glad you asked because STD still comes out on Thursdays. And we've got a brand new show on.
Hold on. I thought it was canceled.
Look, man, Jason, let him back in. I am ruled by my emotions. He is the logical pointy-haired dildo to my curly-haired, brown curly-haired man whore.
They were never canceled,
dildo.
So they didn't need to be let back in.
See, he spouts BS. He reins me in. I am ruled by passion and emotion, which is why I'm a man whore. He is a pointy-haired dildo or pointy-haired, whatever. He's a troll. I don't give a fuck. All right, look. So they're on Thursdays. That's really all that matters. STD's on Thursday, but we've got a brand new show on creativebraincandy.com. It's called Ice Forward March. Check it out. It's by our very own Tim Allen. Not that Tim Allen, the different Tim Allen.
Tim Allen, yeah.
Famous Tim Allen. Good guy. He's also my co-host on a brand new other show coming to YouTube this July 4th, this next Saturday. So check it out. Eyes Forward March. It's on Spotify. It'll be up on Apple and Google and all that stuff here real soon. But search Eyes Forward March. It's about NCOs, non-commissioned officers, if you're familiar with that. And these guys, they met up at like a training, and they go and they did the training and they became friends, and now they podcast about NCO stuff. Check it out. Eyes Forward March, July 4th. check out the Simply Stogies YouTube channel, and you get to look at my beautiful face and Tim's beautiful face as we start a brand new Simply Stogies show called Simply Stogies Cigars and Coffee. We talk cigars and we talk coffee. Here you go. That's all that's going around on the CBC right now. I don't know. Sadis is on. Cooking show's still going, I guess. Drunkonomics, they keep getting drunk. Bad gamers keep being bad. So.
All right.
There you go.
Rob, you got any news for us?
Yes. Even though I was gone for a week, I still have time to take shits. Therefore, I found news.
Oh,
Hey,
Jesus.
do bears shit in the woods?
Only when people are watching, and they like to use Charmin when they're done.
Okay. That makes no sense, but thanks for at least answering the question.
Charmin.
Do you guys have
mascots
bears
are
in
bears?
Texas? Do you
Yes.
have bears down there?
Yes, we
Yes.
have bears in Texas.
Are they hairless bears? It's pretty fucking hot down there.
No, they're not hairless.
Kind of like I've heard of polar bears. That makes sense because they're fat and they got fur. I don't know what a Texas bear looks like. I'm guessing. I'm sure
He
that's a
wears
term
spurs.
somewhere that I don't want to know about.
Yeah, they wear spurs and chaps.
Yeah, you're a Texas bear. See, that's what I thought. They like the village people. But okay, I'm not judging. I'm just, stereotyping. So,
Perfect.
yeah, what do Texas bears look like? I don't know. Tell me. Not besides the obvious stupid jokes you just made.
Bears and chaps.
Yeah, I said besides that.
I
Rob,
think
what do
most of
they
the
actually
bears
look
in
like?
Texas are in the West Texas and Panhandle areas, or
Yeah.
black bears.
Wait, West Texas, like by Arizona and shit?
Texas is nowhere
Not
near
that-
Arizona.
not
There's an
that far
entire
west.
state between
Yeah,
Texas and
not that
Arizona.
far
It's called
west.
New Mexico.
What state? Oh, fuck New Mexico. New Mexico doesn't have any goddamn bears.
Well, and you can't get
Yes,
into
they
New
do.
Mexico right now anyway.
How do you have bears in fucking...
You realize
I don't
there's an
understand.
entire fucking
What's a
range of
desert-
mountains that extend through New Mexico, right?
Yes, in
So there are
northern
desert
New Mexico.
bears?
No, northern New Mexico is full of mountains.
Well, so
And
is
there are
middle of
lots-
New Mexico around Ruidosa.
Yeah, that's true.
So there are
About
Ruidosa bears?
Yeah, middle of New Mexico all the way up north. It's full of mountains, and it's black bears.
By the way, I'm just tickled pink that I've been able to derail the news so far. And I want to see if I can keep that going until it's time to just talk about Star Trek The Wrath of Khan, because God knows the shits he took in the woods were probably better than the news he brought out.
Well, let's
I
get
got
to
some
the
decent-
news.
I got some decent news, and it's funny because do any of you guys need $35,000?
Yes.
Yeah.
You do.
I
All
have a
right.
cigar
So,
habit. I mean, hobby.
so you have until August 17th to design a space toilet.
Open the porthole.
Are there parameters that I have to follow? Or
yes, yeah. So,
I mean, I can just put a fucking bucket in the in the
Yeah.
space
Open
shuttle
a
or
porthole.
capsule or
We've
whatever.
Yeah.
We've
So
seen space
NASA
truckers
has started
open a
a crowdsourcing. Oh, actually, they're crowdsourcing for designs for a space-proof toilet that can be used on the moon. Apparently, they are calling it NASA's Lunar Loo Challenge. So they've got a toilet that works right now in microgravity. On the ISS and all that kind of good stuff. However, they don't have anything that would work on the moon because, moon has a little bit of gravity, but not enough, and doesn't have plumbing. So I guess you can't
So use a
like
catapult.
regular. Yeah, you can't use a regular toilet.
Use a catapult.
Okay.
A catapult.
Shit in a bucket. Put the bucket in the catapult. Let the catapult go, and then watch your shit fly off into space.
So I think they kind of did that on Avenue 5, where they released a bunch of shit and it started orbiting the ship.
Okay? Look, all that means, folks, is if we do this, in about 3 to 5 years, we're going to start seeing shit rings around the moon.
Right.
And it'll look beautiful at night.
Especially if you shine lasers on it.
Okay.
I'm all for it. I am all for it.
Wow. Oh,
Shit rings around the moon. Think about it for a second.
No, let's not do shit rings around the moon. So, I mean, can't they just take the same concept as what they have like on the ISS and
Maybe, but the ISS is designed for no gravity, so maybe there's some sort of issue there, or maybe they're just trying to hope to get something that's a little bit more comfortable than a vacuum stuck to your asshole.
Well, can't they reclimate the piss?
Yeah, they do.
Like, okay, so
They
why can't we do the
recycle
same
urine.
thing? Yeah, so let's do the
this
same
isn't
thing with shit.
I don't think you.
Well,
I
this
don't think
isn't
it's
so
quite the
much-
same process to recycle shit that it is urine.
Well, that's what we need to get the scientists working on is how to, like, look, man, you talk about renewable resources. Let's figure out how to eat shit.
Okay,
That's no.
interesting.
I don't understand why you guys are so against this.
Maybe
Well,
you should
you
just
first.
eat shit and die.
You figure it out. You start eating your shit and figure out how that works, and then let us know how that works.
I'm not a scientist. I thought that was pretty self apparent when I said let's try to figure out how to eat our own shit.
Well,
A
you'd
lot
be
of
the
things
first one
were
to figure it out.
self-apparent whenever you said that statement.
Were they?
A lot.
I'd like a list of those. Once again, I'm tickled pink that I've been able to derail the news segment.
You are
which is
terrible.
Really, all I want to do right now.
All right. So moving on. Next one.
Shit rings around the moon.
Shut the hell up. Somebody mute his ass. God. All right. September 4th. Mark that day on your calendars, boys, because The Boys are back on Amazon
Oh,
Prime.
good.
September 4th.
I
Looks
love
pretty
that show.
interesting. They released the first 3 minutes of it, which were pretty gruesome. What's the guy's name? Black Noir. He rips a dude's face in half, starting at the mouth and just pulling. It was pretty rough. cool.
Jeez. So I'm
Yeah.
actually a little bit shocked that they renewed the series, but yeah.
What?
I
Oh,
liked
hell no.
it. I liked it, but it
Oh,
seemed
I knew it
like
was happening.
I don't know. It seemed like it didn't have that large of an audience, and they
Oh,
kind of
man.
tied it up in a nice
They-
little bow at the end.
How did they tie it up in a nice little bow? He found his ex-wife was still with Super Numbnuts. That's how it ended.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, he had
How's
found
that-
his kid. Yeah.
Yeah, and when he looked up his wife, whom he thought was dead / disappeared / killed by Super Douche Nozzle, was instead actually living with Super Douche Nozzle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
With Super Douche Nozzle's kid.
Right. So how is this all tied up in a nice little bow? There was no cliffhanger. It was more of a shock. Yeah. And they
Yeah, I
left you
didn't
with the
get that
shock.
same impression, but okay.
Yeah. Well, seeing as it was renewed for another season, like I think right after it aired, somebody hasn't been paying attention.
I didn't
But
care
anyway,
enough to look it up.
Shockingly, it's not Rob.
I know. Seriously. I figured he would have been like, oh, yeah, I saw something about that.
I love this show. I think this show is fantastic. I can't wait. I think we
Yeah.
should review it.
The problem is it is only 8 episodes.
And it's also
Man,
superheroes, so we're not reviewing it.
Ah, God damn it. Superheroes
But
are
the
science fiction.
first 3 episodes will be released all at once, and then they're going to release the other 5 on a weekly basis.
All right, look, we are getting closer and closer to TV just being movies. Like, so it used to be a season of a television show was what, 24, 26
24 or
episodes?
26, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And now we're down to 10. And now this is not the first show. And I don't remember the what the last one was that did this, but this is not the first show that has gone from 10 episodes to 8 episodes.
Well, the last
I mean-
season of Game of Thrones had like 6 episodes.
Yeah.
Right.
But they were extended. They went 1 hour and 10 minutes.
Ooh.
So it was like getting a whole extra episode
it
for
wasn't.
free.
No, that's
No, it
not how that
wasn't.
works. It's like Picard doing the whole bullshit. We're going to break this one episode into 2 episodes, and the last 2
No,
episodes.
they broke one episode into 3 episodes. The first
Yeah,
3
and then they
episodes
broke-
of Picard were supposed to be all one giant episode.
Right. So we basically got 8 fucking episodes there too. I'm getting really tired of that. I want to be entertained, and I want to be entertained for a long amount of time. I don't need to be entertained for like what? So if let's just pretend that these episodes are 45 minutes long and they're not an hour long. Like let's pretend everybody starts doing what Picard did. So you're not even getting a full 8 hours of fucking entertainment. Instead, it's like 6.5 hours or whatever. Like to me, that's just bullshit. Just give me give me a fucking trilogy movie at that point.
Yeah.
Like just go all big budget. Give me a fucking trilogy movie. Cause otherwise I'm really going to stop getting invested in these movies or in these television shows and in these characters. And I'll play video games or smoke cigars or
don't
something.
lie. You're still going to watch this stuff.
No, I really won't.
No, you will, because you'll be on this show and you'll be contractually obligated to watch it.
Yeah, I'll be forced to watch stupid bullshit movies that you like throw out there like Space Truckers. What
you picked it?
What I did pick it. It was amazing. It was so worth it. But what I won't do is I won't watch these things until I absolutely have to for this show. I just won't. I don't think that it loses value for me if I can't be entertained for a longer period of time and have things to look forward to each week. Like I'm okay with them releasing weekly. I really am, because that brings me back to the nostalgia of having to wait for 26 episodes and then a whole fucking off season in between to find out if Picard is going to be a Borg or not. Like I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the cliffhangers. What I'm not okay with is this bullshit 8 episode, 45-minute episodes bullshit.
Yeah. So I don't mind the compressed seasons as much. I think 10 episodes, if you're telling a story across those 10 episodes, is fine. That you've got plenty of time to tell a nice coherent story with great characters and a great plot across 10 episodes. 8 episodes is pushing it at an hour at each episode. 8 episodes at 45 minutes each is not enough fucking time to tell a good story.
I don't disagree, but I think trying to go into a series and say, we want to tell this story, but we want to tell this story in X amount of episodes is dumb. I think if you have a story that's good, you tell the fucking story. If it takes 12 episodes, it takes 12 episodes. If it takes 10 episodes of an hour apiece, then it takes 10 episodes and an hour apiece. But to try to shoehorn in a story that you love, that you like, that you've written, that you it's basically your baby, and try to shoehorn it into fucking 6 episodes at 45 minutes apiece is bullshit, because you lose a lot of it and it leaves the audience really scrambling. I think Picard is a good example of that, and I like Picard.
Yeah. Oh, no, I was bitching about Picard from the beginning, that the episodes were far too short and they were going to run out of time at the end of the season to tell the story.
And they did. But that doesn't mean that I didn't like the series. I did enjoy the series.
Oh, I did too.
Guys, you got to stop doing this bullshit, especially on streaming services. For fuck's sake, Amazon, Netflix, CBS All Access. You are having people pay you for access to these things. Give us the fucking unfiltered full story and stop trying to fucking bullshit sell advertising space in this stuff. We fucking give you money. I don't give a fuck if it's 12 episodes. I don't give a fuck if it's 13 and a half episodes. As long as you're not racing at the end or trying to fucking put in filler, I don't give a fuck. Give me a full, coherent story. Christ almighty.
All right.
Shouldn't be that fucking hard, Hollywood.
All right.
I think
Rob,
he's trying to derail the news again.
Yeah. What else you got, Rob?
Who is your favorite Batman?
I actually am kind of tied between Keaton and Batfleck.
Okay. Crowley?
I don't know. Keaton, probably. How Batfleck? What the fuck?
I love Ben Affleck's Batman. I thought he did a great older grizzled Batman.
I thought he did an okay, but Keaton is king, and I know Keaton's coming back. I know that's where this story is going. Keaton's coming back.
Hey, look, who does the news, me or you?
Well, you barely.
Yeah, well, I took some good epic shits, and this is what I found, all right?
Were there shit rings around your moon?
Yeah, there were. So Michael Keaton is in talks to return as Batman in the Flash movie. Apparently Flash, they're talking about doing Flashpoint, which is basically the Flash undoes what his mom and dad had died, and that was and that changes everything. Yada yada yada. So interesting.
So is he going to come back as the Batman from the fucking director's name?
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton. Yeah, is he going to come back as the Batman from Tim Burton's universe?
Yes. The idea is that he is in a the whole DC multiverse thing is going to be looked at.
Yeah, they're fixing the fuck up of what they did with with Justice League, with Man of Steel, with all this stuff, because now they're going to have different actors that are going to be playing shit. So Flashpoint's going to fix all of this to make it a coherent thing, which is pretty brilliant, and would be okay if they hadn't fucked it up in the first place.
So he's going to come back as old Batman. So like the Killing Joke old Batman, right?
Yeah. Maybe not that far, maybe not that one, but he will be an older Batman. Yeah. The theory, whether this pans out or not, is then it also kind of shoehorns into him being able to play an older Bruce Wayne for a Batman Beyond movie potentially.
That'd be kind of cool.
I'd be all right with that. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's possibilities there, but the first step is to establish that there's a multiverse within the DCEU. They've expanded, or they've touched on that a whole lot during the whole Arrowverse thing with on the CW, but the DCEU's never done anything like that. So they're trying to bring in that concept to the, I guess, mainstream or to the cinematic audience.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how they fuck this up.
Yeah,
well,
right.
It'll be interesting to see
will.
if they even do it, seeing as Ezra's in some deep shit from his little tirade a few months back.
What?
Huh?
Oh, he had some sort of what was it, racist tirade or something like
Jesus
that.
Christ.
No, he choked somebody on
What, like a dude or a chick?
I think it was a chick, and it was taped. It was recorded.
Wait, no way. No.
Yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Wait, okay.
Choked somebody? What the fuck?
Was this during like foreplay, or was like,
He was choking his partner.
is that what it was? That's what I'm
No.
asking.
No. Apparently, Ezra Miller appeared to choke a fan on a video, which happened to be a girl. And they really haven't. This happened during April, right before the whole Corona media thing.
No, April was right in the middle of the Corona media thing.
Well, okay, but it came out.
I'm watching this, and this looks very awkward. The whole thing looks very, very awkward. I can't tell. It looks like they're playing around, but I can't tell because the person who's holding the phone looks like they start freaking out.
Huh. I don't know.
So he chokes her and then takes her to the ground. Like, it's not just a choke. It looks almost like a shitty choke slam. Like he's trying to do his worst Kane impression.
Okay. Well, whatever. We'll explore this story and come back to that because we don't have full context here, and I'm kind of interested to see why somebody would tank their fucking career like that. But anyways, who's ready for a pod crawl?
Oh, is it time?
It's time.
Oh, yeah, let's do this.
Let's do it.
We can call it, I don't know, say a pod crawl? The pod crawl! Pod crawl! Pod crawl! Pod crawl! Excellent! Insert it deep! Pod crawl! Kind of like a space suppository full of information.
It's Kirk's birthday, and he is none too pleased as he feels the years start to weigh on him. He's observing a command test, the Kobayashi Maru, with young Lieutenant Sarvik in the hot seat. She fails miserably, which is the point, but begins her incessant harassment of Kirk over the results of the test. Spock, never one to forget a date, hands Kirk his birthday gift, an antique copy of A Tale of Two Cities, which will foreshadow the rest of the movie. Bones drops by Casa de Bone Zone wearing his favorite Saturday Night Fever jacket and chaps to give Kirk some birthday cheer in the form of Romulan ale and reading glasses. Way to rub it in Bones. Kirk confesses that he's feeling old, and Bones tells him to suck it up and get back on the horse being the Enterprise. Kirk takes the advice to heart and observes the shakedown and training crews of the newly refit Enterprise. Under the command of Captain Spock, the ship heads out for a 3-hour tour. Once on their way, they receive a distress call from one of Kirk's old girlfriends on Regular One. She reads Kirk the riot act for wanting to steal her new invention that makes barren planets full of life and also reverses male pattern baldness. However, the signal is about as reliable as James' internet, so her garbled message drops and Kirk has no choice but to take over command of the Enterprise and see what's going on. Turns out, it was a clever ruse by none other than Khan Noonien Singh, the psychopath they dropped on Ceti Alpha 15 years before. A freak accident with the 6th planet turned the 5th into a hellhole, and because the crew of the Reliant can't count, and Chekhov has the memory of a hamster, they inadvertently freed Khan and his homicidal goon squad. Khan is in control of the Reliant, and intercepts Kirk on the way to Regular. They fail to respond to any hails, and Kirk fails to respond in a logical manner, so the Reliant gets the drop on them and cripples the Enterprise with some well-placed phaser fire. Kirk, caught with his pants down and wearing McCoy's chaps, buys enough time to hack into the Reliant and drop their shields remotely, then disables their ship in return. With both ships disabled, Kirk limps to Regular to try for some sympathy nookie. On Regular they find everyone has been killed, but a few may have escaped into the nearby planet. They beam down and find Kirk's old flame, Dr. Carol Marcus. Her son, the other Marcus in the room, has the captain's eyes. After a really gross scene with a worm crawling out of Chekhov's ear, Khan stealing the Genesis device, and Kirk and Carol having a moment that surprisingly doesn't involve Kirk trying to bed her, everyone moves to the Genesis cave, where the dead has come to life. A few hours later, Spock has gotten the Enterprise back into some kind of fighting shape and beams everyone back on board as they limp to a nearby nebula with Khan hot on their trail. The nebula knocks out shields and severely limits visuals, so both sides go into space submarine mode as they slowly trawl the gas cloud looking for opportunities to flood tubes and fire. Khan gets the first shot in and the Enterprise throws a blow to the Reliance bridge, but Khan reveals his inexperience in space battles. Kirk dives down while Khan looks around on the same plane for the Enterprise. Kirk surfaces behind the Reliant and deals the crippling blow, all but destroying the ship. Khan says, "Fuck it," and sets the Genesis device to detonate in an attempt to take out the Enterprise as well. The Enterprise nopes the fuck out, but without warp they aren't going to get enough distance to avoid the blast. Spock, realizing that Scotty is useless again, heads down to engineering to mind meld with McCoy and share all his dirty secrets, then enters the warp core to get ship fixed, cooking himself in the process. The Enterprise warps the hell out of Dodge, and Kirk heads to engineering to say goodbye to his dear friend. The Enterprise crew gathers for a funeral. Scotty disrespects Spock's memory by squeezing feral cats. Spock's body is fired from a torpedo to the planet, and roll a shot setting up the next movie. Credits.
What?
Feral cats?
Yeah, those fucking bagpipes.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was terrible. But as soon as the coffin, I guess, if you will, was shot out, it switched to like this great orchestration of Amazing Grace, which I thought was fantastic.
Yes, that was fantastic. The fucking bagpipes were not.
Well, yeah, I don't know. They were fucking computerized bagpipes. What do you want from me?
They weren't
It's fucking
computerized.
Space. Well, they should have been.
He was
terrible
fucking in the
without it.
background squeezing those goddamn things.
Who was Scotty?
Scotty.
Yeah,
How
I
did I miss
think
that?
I think he was faking it though. I don't think
Yeah, I
this
don't
was
think he
like
was
I don't think
playing it.
James
Yeah.
Doohan was actually squeezing actual bagpipes.
He's in space now. Doohan's in space.
No,
you know,
whoa, God
and
damn.
things sound differently in space.
Well, he's in space. No, they flew his ashes up. He's in space.
No, I get that. I get that.
Okay. All right. Well, whatever. Greatest
Besides-
movie ever, folks. That's really all you need to know. Like this is better than Empire Strikes Back. This is better than any bullshit fucking thing that Star Wars has ever put out. Fucking holiday special, all the way to fucking Mandalorian.
One of
Sorry,
Rob's
Baby
epic
Yoda.
shits is better than the Star Wars Holiday Special.
I think a catapult on the moon is better than fucking holiday special. Look, the greatest movie ever. Period. End of story. Change my mind. Fight me, fucker.
I've pretty much determined that from both this movie and the last movie, and I don't know I'll have to go back and look at some of the original series episodes, but is Scotty really this fucking useless?
Yes.
Okay. I just,
he doesn't.
yeah.
He doesn't do much until he has to build a well tank.
Holy shit. Rob is Scotty.
Scotty. Yeah. Red shirt
There we
and
go.
everything. Yeah.
Wow.
Here you go. You and I, Kirk and Spock.
Oi, laddie. No.
And his Irish accent is just as terrible.
Yes.
And Scotty's supposed to have a Scottish accent, so it's even worse.
Right?
No, so and Scotty's really a dick in this movie. Like,
He kind of is.
really a dick. I mean, not
I
only
know, but
not
Kirk's
only
a
does he
dick to
crack
him,
out the
too.
fucking bagpipes at Spock's funeral. That sounds like he's squeezing fucking feral cats. But he drags that poor guy up to the bridge after the ship's been fucking disabled.
Look what you did! Look what you did! You killed this kid.
asshole.
No,
Instead of
Scotty,
taking, no, he
you
wasn't
killed
dead.
the kid.
Instead
I
of
know,
taking
I'm
him
saying
to the
Scotty
fucking
killed.
sick bay.
Yeah, Scotty killed the kid by taking him on a round trip through the turbo lift.
Oh my God, I love it. He did. What a
He's-
dick. What an asshole.
He stayed at his post.
That's
I-
great.
With everybody else.
Get her to the
He
fucking
stayed at
hospital.
his post.
Yeah.
God, a fucking dick.
Oh my God. All right, look, this movie, while the greatest movie of all time, hands down, changed my mind. If you don't think that this is the greatest movie of all time, I will fight you on the spot, anywhere, anytime. I don't care if I get my
Let's
ass
do it
kicked.
right
I will-
now.
All right, done. All right.
Bring it.
Well, you,
Come on down.
You leave, you come here.
No. You have to come to me because
No, I
you
don't.
said
That
you
wasn't
would
never
fight
part
me.
of the thing.
You said you
Look,
would fight
Scotty,
me.
shut the fuck up, Charlie. All right, look, Scotty, Charlie, Rob, whatever. They're all interchangeable. Look, this movie has some problems.
A few.
Just a few. Like, let's start with.
But it has less problems than all the other Star Trek movies.
It does.
Oh yeah,
That
by
is
far.
true.
I mean,
And it has-
there's really not that many inconsistencies in this movie.
Oh, I don't think you were paying attention, but let's.
Yeah.
Okay,
let's
so
start with.
let's
most-
talk
most
about the
glaring.
big one, which
Yeah,
is Chekhov. Yes.
So they tried to explain that away. Apparently, Chekhov was an ensign on the Enterprise,
Right.
And he was part of the group that took him down to the planet during Space Seed.
That's called wishful thinking and/or retconning on the run.
Look,
Yeah, so they do
But
have a
it's
couple, and that's
can
not
help.
the explanation that I heard. One of the
Oh.
explanations that
Let's
I
hear the other
read
one.
about was, yes, Chekhov was on the ship. He was part of the security team during that time, and so that he would have had interaction with Khan at that point. The problem I have with Chekhov's character in this film is not that, Chekhov wasn't a recurring cast member on the original series at that point whenever Space Seed came out, but that Chekhov wouldn't remember Khan and wouldn't remember that they dumped Khan on SETI Alpha 5 and wouldn't remember.
No. They were on SETI Alpha 6.
No,
It
they
doesn't
were not.
matter. They were on SETI Alpha 5.
They thought they were on SETI Alpha
Yeah,
6.
I
Okay,
know
so
they
how do you
explain that.
fucking get to SETI Alpha 6 when there is no SETI Alpha 6 anymore?
Right.
That is
Why-
one of my issues too. Is how do you not realize that a planet is missing from a
Right.
system?
Exactly.
So
That
you're
is
on you're on the fifth planet in the system,
the
and you think
sensors-
you're on the sixth.
the
How does that
yeah,
fucking how does that happen?
Well, their sensors don't work that well, and maybe they thought the fifth planet was on the other side of the sun.
no, well, that's not how that shit
That's
works.
not
And-
how
and-
fucking things work, Rob.
Well, sensors weren't as good that back then.
Scotty, I need you to go down and do something. I don't know. Try to fix the engine, Scotty, and when you can't do it, we'll be down there to fix it for you.
Can you send Spock down?
Yeah, we'll Spock down right away.
Spock's typically the one that goes down and fixes shit. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure is.
You got to feel sorry for Spock because he's just like, what the fuck? Why do I got to keep coming down here to fix your shit, Rob?
Yeah.
I know how Jason feels now, and so does Spock.
Ouch.
Oh shit! Yeah, that was
So that's one of the things that I had as a quabble with this movie was Chekhov's fucking stupid memory. I mean, he suddenly remembered whenever he heard or whenever he saw the belt buckle for the Botany Bay, which Okay.
Watanabe. The Watanabe. We got to get out of here quick.
Yeah. And why didn't they just
Yeah, and-
beam them back up?
The same.
Right, I
It's-
couldn't- yeah, I was wondering that
It
too,
was.
like, and I
It
just-
gets everywhere, and it's rough and gritty,
Irritating. Yeah.
It's
Anakin was
irritating.
running the fucking transporters that day.
Well, and here's the weird thing. I mean, they knew, regardless of they thought they were on a different SETI Alpha, they were in that system. You
Right.
would have thought he would have been like, yeah, we need to go find some other place.
Yeah. Let's not fuck with SETI Alpha because, Khan is here. Let's
Somewhere
go find
on one
another.
of the planets.
Well, and that's just it. It was made very clear that it was public record what happened to them because Kirk in Space Seed
He rang the
held
bell.
He rang the bell 6 times.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. And then he declared what was going to happen, and it was for the record, it was on the record, which means Starfleet had records. I mean, like, it's in all the shit. It wasn't classified. It wasn't like Section 31 did something. It was the Enterprise left these people there, and then he just never went back to check on them because, space is a busy place, and he's got shit to do and fucking aliens to fuck.
So are we assuming that Khan's wife was
Yes.
She was dead.
dumbass historian?
Yes. Yeah, that was Lieutenant MacGyver.
MacGyverns, McGiverns,
MacGyvers.
McGoobers,
MacGyver's or something.
McGruber. I don't know.
Ivers.
Yeah. Yeah, Lieutenant MacGruber.
Yeah, it wasn't Pulaski. Pulaski's on a different episode. I was wrong last episode. That was not Pulaski in Space Seed.
No.
Pulaski's in a different TOS episode.
I found that so improbable. Come
Can we
love
talk
me.
about-
No, I don't want to love you. Stay or go. Make up your
Yeah,
mind.
can we talk
Oh,
about
I love
Space
you
Seed
now.
real quick? Because
What the
that
fuck?
fucking whole battered wife syndrome that she went through and still fucking, oh my God. Only in the fucking 60s. Jesus
I
Christ.
thought to myself the whole time I'm watching this, I'm like, God, I love him.
Oh my God.
God. Crowley would have gladly been his wife.
Look, man, I'm just telling you, I know, like, there was not that scene, but he's getting my player award.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, he played her like a fiddle.
He
But when push takes
abused
up-
her. Jesus Christ.
Oh, he never laid a hand on her.
Yes, he did.
Really? Because she took his hand and he
He
squeezed
was
it
just
until
showing
she.
dominance. Look, it was either squeeze her hand or piss on her. You have to show
I'm
dominance.
sorry.
God.
Wow, my bad.
Shit.
I don't like your hair like this. I'm going to make it better by taking 3 strands out. See, so much more beautiful.
God.
Oh my God.
Oh,
That's so bad.
that was so bad.
Look, you can
I
write
didn't
your
like-
letters
uh-uh.
to Jason at
Gee.
creativebraincandy.com. He likes to hear how terrible I am. So please send your letters to him.
Oh, please don't fucking send emails.
Send the emails.
Oh shit. Yeah, no, like so he's getting my player award later on. But that episode was weird. Also, wouldn't Kirk have the bends in that episode? Like
Oh,
she
yeah,
brought him
yeah.
out of That's what I thought.
No,
I'm
no,
like,
no. He wouldn't. They've changed. Physics works differently in the future.
Okay.
Physics works? No.
Basically, for those of you who haven't watched Space Seed, Khan puts him in a
Hyperbaric chamber.
hyperbaric chamber, and then he
Yeah.
starts letting all the oxygen out.
Yep.
And then she goes and she just puts it all right back in.
Well, no, actually,
he gets
since he deflated the chamber, since he created a vacuum, I don't think he would have gotten the bends. So the bends is when you go to a higher compression and then you decompress too fast. I
Yeah.
don't know that
Well,
the
isn't there
bends
gonna-
works the other way.
Okay, well then what's the opposite of the bends? It's got to work the
runs.
same way the other way.
The runs. He got the runs. He just had the trots for a while.
Oh, he looked
needs that
pretty
space
sweaty when he
toilet.
came out. So, yeah. And then the fight between the two in Space Seed. Like my
dude,
wife was sitting there watching it with me last night, and I go,
you could obviously see the stunt
not
doubles.
Shatner.
It was
Oh,
bad.
yeah, that one scene.
not
Yeah.
Shatner,
Yeah.
not Shatner, Shatner.
Yeah,
Like,
it was terrible.
just so terrible. I'm like, these stuntmen don't look anything like. Like, I don't even think that stuntman is the same race as fucking Ricardo Montalban.
Oh, I know. And those
white as
wigs, those wigs they were wearing.
God.
So fucking awful.
Oh, terrible.
So sometimes remastered high def is not a blessing.
Right.
And it wasn't a very like difficult fight scene. It's not something Shatner. I mean, hell, Shatner beat up a lizard. I think he could have
I don't think
around
that
on
he did.
the ground.
I don't think that he did. Didn't that episode have some camera magic from the
Maybe.
60s?
Probably.
Yeah, where there's
Oh, the one where he's
stuntman.
fighting the Gorn in the arena?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he didn't really kick the Gorn's ass. He kind of got thrown around by the Gorn. Now, he did eventually, I think, shoot the Gorn with some improvised
With an
black
arrow?
powder, but
Oh, that's right. That's right.
he had to find what was it, charcoal and saltpeter and something else. I don't know.
All right. So for those of you who don't know, Khan Noonien Singh is a genetically modified human through the eugenics, superior intellect, superior physical strength.
Which sounded like it was selective breeding.
It
Not
did sound like
necessarily
selective
like
breeding and not
necessarily like genetic modification. Yeah.
like going in and splicing DNA and shit, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So he's smarter than everybody, he's faster than everybody, he's stronger than everybody except Kirk. Because Kirk could take an ass beating from this guy
Yeah.
and still pull out at the last second some giant fucking space rod and beat
That's
the
what
shit
she
out
said.
of Khan. Yeah, and beat the shit out of Khan, and that's how he got Khan. But now this guy was he was a genocidal maniac who led millions, and there weren't wars. There was peace while he was in charge on Earth during the early 1990s.
Mid 1990s.
Sure, whatever. And then, but he did that through fear. He was killing millions of people, and terrible guy, right? Probably in charge of North Korea. So instead of putting this guy to death, Kirk decides it's a fantastic idea to give him his own planet. And thus we eventually get 15 years later, Wrath of Khan, because the planet blew up and shifted and it became a shithole instead of, like just a minor shithole.
Killed like 70-80% of the people that they dropped down there.
Right. Like before, that's my other problem with this movie. Khan's like 112. Everybody else is in their 20s.
Yeah. He's
all
old and wrinkly. He
Right.
wears he was channeling his inner Michael Jackson the entire time.
The whole time with the one glove.
What was that about?
I don't know.
They all came out at the same time in Spacey. They all look the same age, but in Wrath of Khan, Khan is noticeably older than everyone else.
Well,
And
no,
if
in
they've only
space,
been there 15 years, there's no time for these kids that would be 15 years old at this point to look like they're, 25, 30 years old.
Khan in Spacey did look somewhat older than the rest of his crew, but he didn't look that much older.
No.
And it was like the rest of his crew on SETI Alpha 5 had found the secret to not aging. I mean, they found the fucking fountain of youth on that planet.
Right? Khan decided not to take the youth serum.
No, it is all for you.
Rich
I will
Corinthian leather is all
stroke
I
this
need.
rich Corinthian leather.
With my Michael Jackson glove. It is fine.
Welcome to
So that's
Fantasy
another-
Island.
Right. Boss, the plane. Like, I just have a big problem with that's another glaring issue that this movie has that nobody typically ever talks about because it is such a good movie otherwise.
Yeah, so this movie, I mean, I think it has just enough action to keep it interesting and in good spots.
Oh, it was compared to the first one that came out. Yes.
Yeah.
But
this is like extremely better.
But it's a serious character study, and the story holds up. So, I mean, this is the theme of this movie is facing middle age. Kirk is about 50 years old at this point. He's kind of hitting that midlife crisis where he doesn't want to age, but he realizes that he's not the spring chicken he once was. And it's also dealing with themes of resurrection. I mean, there's resurrection all throughout the movie. One of the first things that we get pointed to is A Tale of Two Cities, which is about resurrection and the juxtaposition between two sides of the coin. It's an interesting character study showing that juxtaposition between Khan and Kirk and how they deal with some of the same issues of aging.
So I find it very strange that somebody that is intellectually superior than everyone else can get baited so easily.
No. So, okay. So the whole movie's called Wrath of Khan.
Yeah.
He's angry and he wants vengeance. And his first officer, so to speak, whatever the young kid's name who was supposed to be part of the crew, who obviously wasn't.
Punching bag number 2.
Right. Whatever. He says to him, he's like, we've got a ship, man. We can do whatever the fuck we want. Why are we wasting our time with these assholes? Let's just go fucking do what we want.
Right.
And he's like, he tasks me. He tasks me and I shall have him. He wants to avenge the death of his crew, the death of his wife, and he wants to take all of that anger out on Kirk.
Right. Kirk is his great white whale.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like
Okay,
he quoted fucking
Moby Dick.
Moby
at the
Dick.
end.
Yeah, thank you. So there were definitely allusions to that.
Well, and they showed a Moby Dick, a book of Moby Dick on SETI Alpha 5 whenever they first went into their shelter.
Yeah, so he's definitely obsessed with taking down Kirk. Think back to the scene where he's talking to Pavel and the captain who I don't remember his name, who killed himself. Unfortunately, that actor died.
Terrence, Captain Terrell. Captain Terrell.
Captain Terrell.
Terrell, played by Paul Winfield.
Yeah.
Yeah. When he finds out that Captain Kirk is now Admiral Kirk, like he has to deal with that for a second because his life was so shitty and Kirk's life got that much better. And so he's like, Admiral Kirk, Admiral. Like he says
Say it a
two or
couple
three
more times.
Right.
It'll make it all better now.
So he's 100% obsessed with it. And Kirk knows that. Kirk can bait him into it. And so that's even in Space Seed, it was the superior intellect of Khan versus the regular intellect of Kirk. And Kirk even says in this movie, he says, I have cheated death. I have tricked death. I don't ever face death. I always just kind of fuck my way through it.
Right.
And I end up on the right side of it.
Yeah, he's never really had to deal with death like he had to deal with the death of Spock. I mean, this is probably one of the first times that death has really ever hit home to him.
I'm going to tell you that scene at the end where he does his eulogy. Holy shit.
Oh,
Gets me every fucking time, dude.
Oh,
every
yeah.
fucking time.
Did you cry some man
Yes.
tears?
Oh, I did.
I choked up a little, yeah.
Little something in your
little
eye.
something like out of all the souls
was
I've
it
known in
because-
all my travels, his was the most
Human.
Yeah, every time.
Now,
every fucking time.
Are you sure it was from the speech or was it from the bagpipes?
That was before the bagpipes, asshole.
Right.
Stop trying to ruin a moment.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, the bagpipes just made me nauseous. But
Yeah, that was after. But the bagpipes are only there as the photon torpedo / casket goes down the tube, which doesn't take that long. You get like 15, 20 seconds of bagpipes, and then it's this great orchestration of Amazing Grace. Good God,
that's about
guys.
30 seconds too long.
Whatever. Wasn't that terrible.
Yeah, it was. Fucking bagpipes. Bagpipes and haggis. What the fuck is up with the Scots?
Bagpipes are fantastic. I
they're
can
not.
link to you a YouTube video of hot chicks playing the bagpipes.
And I'll mute it and
playing,
watch the hot chicks.
and playing Metallica with them.
Oh my God. What the fuck? Why would you
it's
do that
fantastic.
to a Metallica song?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not Irish or Scottish or whoever the fuck plays bagpipes over there. Like, what the fuck ever. They're not that bad.
They're
Haggis
awful.
is bad. Haggis is awful.
Can't remember who it was that said that everything that the Scots have was done on a dare.
Well, look, The Scotsman was in charge of the fucking engineering section, and he always had to have a Vulcan come down and help him. So I think that's really all you need to know about it.
Right.
All right, look, I'm going to ask you this question. I don't want to because you've already hinted at it in our super secret Discord chat. Let's compare this movie to Into Darkness.
This movie's so much better.
You're an idiot. I don't even know
What
why
the fuck are you talking about? This movie is so much better than Into Darkness.
Okay, look,
I found Into Darkness more plausible in terms of why he was doing what he was doing.
yeah, for his crew, which is the
Yes.
same thing he was doing in Wrath
He
of
was
God,
not
dumbass.
doing it just for his crew. He wanted his crew as as a means to an end.
To an end.
To take
don't
over
think
the
that's accurate.
galaxy or whatever the fuck
He
it
even
was.
tells
He was.
Kirk that it's my family. What would you do for yours?
Right.
Yeah. No, I thought that
That's you reading into the character, man. That is you reading into the character.
I thought
not-
that Kirk or that Khan's character as written in Into Darkness was a much shallower character than
no.
Khan's character in the
I thought it
original
was
series.
just as deep.
Wait a
Just
minute.
as deep.
Is that because you got swooned by his macho eyes and everything while you watch Space Seed? Is that why you think he
No,
had
it was
more
that
depth?
black hair that did it. Yeah.
Black hair and his pecs?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, he was still rocking the pecs in Wrath of Khan.
yeah,
too.
it was.
It was.
Jeez,
I was like, holy shit, he could beat my ass. He was probably in his 60s.
fucking flex one of those pecs and knock you across the room.
Right? They even brought attention to it because they like had a cut on
Oh,
his
I know.
pec. So you had to look at it. I'm like, God damn. I've never wanted to be a woman so bad in my life. Squeeze my hand, big boy.
God, you're so fucking horrible.
All right, look. Into Darkness is great, and I'm going to tell you why it's great. It deals with the same themes that were dealt with in Wrath of Khan, just juxtapositioned with Spock and Kirk. Kirk still deals with the blind luck thing, the breaking the rules, the needs of the many, right? Like he still deals with all of that. He deals with cheating. He deals with never facing death. And now he has to, but it's not Spock's death he has to deal with. It's his death. And he makes a point to tell Pike, I've never lost anybody, motherfucker. How many have you lost? Like under my command, nobody's died. Under your command, how many have died? He's like, so you could tell me I'm breaking the rules. You can tell me this. You can tell me that. But the way I do it gets shit done and nobody
And we
dies.
all come home.
Right.
Yeah.
So now he's facing an enemy that it is literally a no-win situation. He's going to lose. And so in order to save his ship, he understands that and he does what he said. And this is what he tells Spock at the end of the movie. I did what you would have done. And Spock tells him, I did what you would have done, which was take everybody out of the tubes. His crew was still frozen. Khan's crew was still frozen. And they were in photon torpedoes, and they took them out of the photon torpedoes and then sent the photon torpedoes over to the
And blew
Vengeance
the ship up.
and
Yeah.
blew the ship up from the inside. Like if you haven't seen these movies, like I would definitely recommend that you watch them, but you watch them in this order: Space Seed, Wrath of Khan, Into Darkness. And you will see, look, you could talk about how Into Darkness, it's just an action movie and Star Trek skin. Yeah. It's not. You have to look deeper than that. Yeah, there's a lot of action. Yeah, there's a lot of pretty things. But I'll tell you what, the dichotomy of their friendship, like his inability to lie, and yeah, fucking her. Oh my God. I've never wanted to be Spock so much in my life. And that role reversal, it's just, it hits a little bit different, maybe, sure. But when you take that and you take that in context with Wrath of Khan, I honestly think Into Darkness is the second greatest movie ever made. Fight me. Oh my God, you're just insufferable.
So I liked what Into Darkness did with the mirror of Spock and Kirk. They reversed roles on Spock and Kirk throughout the movie. It wasn't just at the end. And I thought that was an interesting take on a Khan story, a retelling of the Khan story. I did not like the entire premise of why Khan did what he did and how he did it. It just didn't seem plausible. So, and how do I explain this?
He was manipulated by RoboCop.
He was coerced by RoboCop
exploited by RoboCop.
But then suddenly he was able to break away from RoboCop and do what he did to try and get his crew back.
Intellect.
Yeah.
No, he thought his crew was dead.
He broke away, and he was trying to get his crew, and he got caught.
No, yeah, he thought his crew was dead. He said that. He told that to Kirk. He said, look, he's like, well, then why did you do all this stuff? He's like, I thought my crew was dead. I was lashing out.
Yeah. Yeah. He got caught, so he thought his crew was dead. So he was lashing out. Then he finds out, oh, there's 72 torpedoes. Wait a minute. Where did you get these from?
Yeah, I have 72 crew members. Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, that's not it. So he just wanted to take down Starfleet at that point. He thought his crew was dead. It wasn't an ends to a means. When he found out his crew was alive, that's when, like, he even asked Kirk, he goes, how many torpedoes do you have? And Kirk wouldn't answer, but it was Bones who said 72. And that's when he knew his crew was alive, and everything changed for Khan.
Right. And then he went, and he was more or less, he was kind of ambiguous all the way up until he got his crew back. You know, it was okay. Now I'm trying to do I'm trying to get back at the dude that held my crew hostage. Did that. Now I have a ship. Give me my dudes, and I will leave. Not really.
Not only do I have a ship. Not only do I have a ship, I have the ship. I have a warship.
Right. I will leave. I will do my own thing. Not really. Haha. I just tricked you. And hey, so did we. Blow up the ship. Now he's back to where he was at the beginning. Now he wants revenge because he thought his dudes were on those torpedoes.
So
yeah, this was a double cross.
Why did he think his guys were dead in the first place?
Because he got caught.
Because he got caught. So RoboCop was holding his crew as leverage, saying, "Hey, if you don't do what I want you to do, I'm going to kill your crew."
Right.
And so
he tried to smuggle them out in new torpedoes.
In the new torpedoes, right?
He got caught.
So he figured that once he got caught, RoboCop was just going to kill his crew. That's a reasonable assumption that anyone would make. So he went to kill RoboCop by getting RoboCop and Top Brass all in one spot because he knows the rules. And the rules are, like, when there's an attack like this, head brass goes to one spot.
Yeah, I'm not buying it.
Look, this was a double cross that turned into a triple cross, that turned into a quadruple cross, that turned into Kirk dying and then being resurrected through Khan's
magic
blood,
space serum. Yeah.
Yeah. Space seed.
No.
Khan space seed.
Look, if you could make the leap that the super soldier serum is a thing in fucking the MCU, then you can make the leap that the fucking super soldier blood is a thing in Khan. Like, I don't understand.
And then on top of that, if you can make the whole leap that the Genesis device can create an entire freaking planet out of a nebula,
just space gas.
Yeah, but they spent a lot more time on explaining the Genesis device and the Genesis wave and the proto matter that made Genesis work than just Bones fucking injecting some blood into a goddamn tribble.
No, it was platelets.
It was platelets.
What the fuck ever? Platelets are in your blood.
T cells.
Look, I'm not going to look. We just spent the first part of this episode after I derailed the news, which was awesome, by the way. We've spent the first part of this episode talking about all the things that are actually wrong with Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. And there are a lot. And there are just as many things that are wrong with Into Darkness. I don't understand how you can No, they're not more.
More.
I don't understand. No, they're not. I don't understand how
they
you can
put the
overlook
fucking
some.
Enterprise in the ocean.
Okay, look.
They put the fucking Enterprise in the ocean.
Airtight equals watertight.
Yes, airtight equals watertight.
Okay, airtight equals watertight, but that doesn't mean that the fucking superstructure is rated to take pressure from the outside rather than the inside.
Hey, look.
That's what the deflector shields are for.
For fuck's sake, the deflector shields.
Just put the shields up, man. Just put the shields up. It's fine.
Yeah,
you turn the shields on,
Jesus Christ.
and it's like it's in its own little bubble.
Yeah, you're overthinking this. It starts
in the ocean.
It doesn't matter. Then it's Water Trek. Okay, it was Water Trek at the beginning of Into Darkness.
Water World. It was a Water World
and then at
reboot.
the very end, it was Star Trek again. Okay, like Jesus, man. God.
No, it was Earth Trek towards the end. There.
Yeah. I said Earth Trek.
I will say that
Trek,
Kelvin Scotty is much more fucking competent than
right?
Prime Scotty.
Not something I want to fucking really admit because I'm not a big fan of what's his nuts. But
Really?
you're not
Zachary Quinto.
Not
No,
Zachary
that's
Quinto.
Spock,
Not
dipshit.
Spock, you fucking Charlie. What's his name? I don't remember his name. Now I'm just-
Simon Pegg.
yeah, Simon Pegg.
We're talking about Scotty. Sorry.
That's why we said
I like-
Scotty.
Shut up.
I like him as Scotty, but I don't know. Whatever.
But
was
I do
fine
like
with it.
Leonard Nimoy better than Zachary Quinto as Spock.
I like Zachary Quinto as Spock, but yeah, Leonard Nimoy's better. I like this Pike better than the original series Pike, but
Yeah.
I'm getting
Anson Mount's so much better.
Anson
though.
Mount's pretty
Yeah.
fucking good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
Yeah,
it.
he might be my favorite.
You should watch it.
Yeah,
It's
you
good.
should watch
I
it. It's
don't
really
watch
good.
shit shows.
Summer of
Yeah,
Star
start
Trek
with
Sauce.
Start with
Get Sauce,
season
mother-
I
one.
don't have all access
Work
anymore.
your way.
Sorry.
Well, you should probably get that.
I can give you my account.
No,
There you
can't.
go.
No, I'm not going to do
Yeah,
that.
you should probably watch it. Anyway, I'll tell you this: out of all the Star Trek themes that are out there, my favorite is the Kelvin universe Star Trek theme. Every time I hear that, I'm like, yeah, fucking awesome.
Do
Like I don't get that feeling
do you
when I
roid
hear
out on when you hear it?
Yeah, I do. I do right out. I don't get that same feeling of whatever it is, like anticipation and excitement that I with the Next Generation theme. I certainly don't get it with the original series theme.
Well, the Kelvin
I
theme is
definitely
just a
don't get it with
variation on the
DS9.
original series theme.
I like it. Dan, 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 dan. Yeah,
You're gonna have to stop there. There's a copyright problem.
Right. Yeah, we not gonna say it. Not gonna say it. But yeah, like that theme is amazing. Like I really, really like that theme. I think it's better.
It's
I
a
think it's the
good
best out
theme.
of all of them.
I'll give it that. But I like the motion picture and the Next Generation theme better than that. It's more iconic to me.
I think it
I
is more
grew up
iconic.
with it, and
Yeah, I did too. And it brings back feelings of nostalgia. And it is iconic. You hear that theme, you immediately know what you're listening to. And I really wish that the Kelvin universe would keep going. I like it. I really do. The third movie sucked. Don't watch that. But yeah, we're getting ready to watch Christopher Lloyd as a Klingon. It's not really all that great.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't do a bad Klingon, but you
He
can
doesn't
tell
do a
it's
good Klingon.
you can tell it's
Don't ruin
Christopher
it.
Lloyd.
Right. Yeah.
Don't
I just
ruin
keep
it.
waiting for I keep waiting for him on the bridge. Go, Marty.
Yeah.
Great Scott.
Do you think if he saw Scotty, he would have said "Great Scott"?
Great Scott. Would have been amazing. I don't know. Now I'm looking forward to watching Star Trek 3 to see if he actually sees Scotty, because then I'll be like, that's such a missed opportunity.
Which one?
Yeah.
Which one came out first? Back to the Future or
I don't remember.
I think Star Trek 3 came out first. I think that was 84.
'cause Wrath of Khan was what, 82?
Yeah.
82?
So Star Trek 3 would probably have been 84.
Yeah, I believe it was 84.
Let's do a little research on the fly here. That would be June 1st, 1984. And then Back to the Future.
And Back to the Future
came in
is
85.
85.
Yeah.
There you go. Great Scott. Oh. Marty, there's a problem with your kids.
They're morons. How did I get into fucking Richard Nixon?
I was not a crook. Rawr.
Rar.
All right.
Fucking no, I didn't live during Nixon's term. You, God, Charlie, shut the fuck up.
Hey, so I do have one. I got one issue.
What?
So the warp engine is basically housed in this giant radiation area,
Uh-huh.
radioactive area.
You know that was
Right.
filmed somewhere special, right?
Yeah, I don't care where it was filmed. What I care about,
The
Is-
the Hadron Collider thing.
yeah, okay,
The Hadron Collider?
Yeah, that's what it is. The Hadron Collider. That's where it was filmed.
yeah. So if there's
Is the
a-
Hadron
if
Collider
there's-
that old?
Yeah. Well, this
might have been-
movie came out in what, 2011? 2013?
No, I'm not.
Oh.
No, not that one. I'm on Wrath of Khan.
Oh, that one. Yeah. Okay. The
Yeah,
one with
okay.
with the steam blowing up into.
Yeah, see,
Far
I'm
Space
talking.
Man.
I'm talking about the movie that we were supposed to watch, and then we just added a bunch of other stuff, and we're not really talking about it. I'm back to talking.
We talked about it, and then we moved
Great.
on to Space
Anyway.
Seed, and we moved. Oh,
And
you know what?
actually, this works
Go
for
take
both
another
of them.
shit in the woods, there, Bear.
Look, this works for both of them, but mostly Wrath of Khan. You got this area that has radiation or whatever, right? You would
Yeah.
think that they would have radiation suits for emergencies such as containment failure or something like that. Hey, I need to
Right.
go into that glassed in area, which, by the way, during the Admiral's inspection, there was a dude standing right next to the radiation
Vision
penis.
suit. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
And he wasn't
Yeah,
even
no,
in
but
a
it was-
suit.
yeah,
he was
but-
in the white suit.
Well, yeah, but there was something leaking in there. Seriously, do we have to do what do they call it? Technobabble?
No, I'm just saying, you would think you would have emergency radiation suits or something that you could throw on.
Maybe it's a special type of radiation that they can't put it in suit form.
and I don't know. I don't know if a radiation suit would even protect you from that much radiation. So
Well, it could protect you more than like walking in there with a pair
They're
of
powering a warp
pair of
core.
gloves.
Well, and they had no time. I mean, how long does
Yeah.
it take to get into one of those radiation suits? Do you have time to get into it and fix the warp core and get the fuck
Well,
out
I
of
don't
Dodge
know.
before
There
the?
Okay,
is
why did all
barely
of
enough
the
time.
engineers have the Michelin Man suits on?
I'm sure those
there's
offered some protection, but probably
Yeah,
not enough
and they weren't
protection for
going
what was
in.
coming out of that warp core.
Well, there's a fucking warp core leak. Look, man, there was barely enough time to give McCoy the nerve pinch and then transfer your Katra into McCoy. There was barely enough time for that. So let's just all be thankful that Spock figured it the fuck out, got in there as quick as he did, and saved everybody else.
It's okay, Rob. He comes back in the next movie.
Yeah.
Dude, you just ruined it.
It's called Search for
It's called The Search for Spock.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that they find him.
Oh my God. Shut the fuck up, Charlie.
It's not called, look, we found Spock. It's called The Search for
I
Spock.
want to see that movie. Star Trek 3. Look, we found Spock.
Look, there he is. He's over there behind the tree. Can we talk about how hot Kirstie Alley is real quick?
Yeah.
Can we talk about the fact that she should have kept going and she didn't?
Yeah, I was pretty well. She got Cheers, so I mean, you can't really turn down Cheers, right? That was the biggest show at the time. So,
Well, and
but
she
was
wanted
super
a
hot.
lot more fucking money for her
Yeah.
second appearance. Paramount kind of dropped the ball on that. She they didn't have her sign a contract for follow-up sequels and stuff. And so whenever they went to negotiate the contract while they were writing Search for Spock, her agent kind of jacked up the price like beyond even what they were paying DeForest Kelley.
So
And
why didn't they just make a new character?
well, because they wanted to continue that relationship between Savick and Spock.
Okay.
It's called continuity,
With a different actor.
story continuity. You ass clown, not fucking. God damn it! Fuck. Will you just ask me Can we talk about how hot Carol Marcus is for a second in Into Darkness? Holy shit!
Yes.
When she's in her skivvies. I wanted really bad to hold her hand and squeeze it really tight.
Oh,
And,
Jesus Christ. You're such a fucking monster. But I got a question for you anyway.
Yes, sir.
Is Wrath of Khan more sci-fi than 11/22/63?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Jason. Yes, it is. It's not even a fucking question. There's spaceships. There are lasers and phasers and photon torpedoes. There are hot chicks in space. And most importantly, I already said the hot chicks. So that was the most important part. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, yes. Star Trek Wrath of Khan, more sci-fi than 11/22/63.
All right, Rob, you got a haiku for us?
I do.
Did you write this while you were taking a shit?
No. I wrote this one earlier. And
Like today?
you'll be Yeah, and you'll be happy to know, Jason, this one has no Ace of Base references in it.
Oh, thanks for reminding me of that. It's not like that didn't just put it into my head.
I just wanted to let you know that nowhere in these stanzas is anything about wanting another baby.
But she's gone tomorrow.
Yeah, boy.
I hate both of you. Y'all can both go just drink a bag of dicks.
All right, here we go. So this
How do
one
you
is
drink a
titled,
dick?
I don't know. This one is titled Sucky Things. Warp core, bad for skin. Earworms make you do bad things. Con! That's it.
That wasn't really a haiku.
No, it was. There was lots of syllables in that last stanza.
In that con?
Yes.
There were 5 syllables in that last stanza.
I don't think he knows what a
I only
haiku
heard
is.
one.
I don't think he knows what a haiku is.
Con!
Look, what's more, look, I think, I just want to say this real quick. I think Zachary Quinto did a great job screaming con. I thought it was a great callback. I thought it was a great visual into darkness, and gave Shatner a run for his money on that con.
All right. So this one is titled Sucky Things. Warp core, bad for the skin.
Jesus Christ.
Earworms make you do bad things. Sunlight in a cave.
Okay, that one was an actual haiku. I thought I was having deja vu for a moment.
Dude, there was a tiny sun in the cave. I don't know how you didn't get that.
I just wanted to scream con, okay?
Well,
That's all
we
that
would have
came
let
down
you
to.
scream con.
Okay, well, there's the actual haiku. There's some 5 syllables right there.
Hey, you know
Sunlight
else-
in a
you know who else
motherfucking cave.
screamed con? McGiverns.
Oh, God. Oh, jeez. That was
You're
bad.
welcome.
That was bad.
All right, so next week we are going to continue to get sauced as we review Star Trek III: The Search for Spock, 1984's film where Admiral
Look, we
Kirk...
found Spock.
Fuck you. Admiral Kirk and his bridge crew risk their careers stealing the decommissioned USS Enterprise to return to the restricted Genesis planet to recover Spock's body. And I'll get into why they decommissioned the Enterprise during that episode because it makes absolutely no fucking sense. But we'll wait for next episode. Y'all got nothing on that?
What? No. What do you want me to say? I don't want to.
I didn't know. I didn't
want
know
to
we
ruin
were.
anything.
I didn't
Like,
know we
I've
were
already
moving
got
on to episode 3 right
Yeah,
now.
I've already got Skippy over here going, they found Spock. Like, I'm afraid if we talk about anything else about Search for Spock, he's going to be like, fuck it, let's just move on to 4.
Let's just do it. Let's just go on. 4, the best one ever.
All right, that's all we got for this week. Our intro and outro music is Welcome Home by Cambo. Podcrawl music is Snack Mix by Machette. If you like the show, please rate and review us on iTunes. You can leave us feedback on our Discord channel at smokinganddrinkinginspace.com/Discord. On Twitter at Sidus_podcast, or you can email us at smokinganddrinkinginspace@outlook.com. If you'd like to throw a few nickels our way, you can become a Patreon supporter by going to smokinganddrinkinginspace.com/Patreon. And please visit Creative Brain Candy for more great shows and other creative works at creativebraincandy.com. For this week, I'm Jason.
Con!
God, you're such a fucking red shirt.
We'll talk to you next week.